I swear to God, hand on the Bible that I'm not intentionally finding these people. I do not know how I've managed to do it, but I found another Chud VTuber. And this one is actually kind of new. I found him in his sapling phase of just being a Chud online. And before I show exactly who it is, his first post is from about, March 8th. So only like 6 days ago. So I don't know how I found this one, but it's like they're creating these people in a laboratory. It's just absolutely insane how these people are just like being spewed out over and over again. But as you can see, once again, it kind of is emphasized on how I don't know how the hell I found this dude. Once again, not even bigger. He's probably the smallest one of these Chud VTubers that I've talked about. But it's this Kodiak VT guy. You can tell about the content of what he's producing right now with the AI generated profile picture, and then also the military header that he has. So from what I understand about this dude, in his 6 months of or 6 days of tweeting, 6 days of tweeting, is that he's a former military guy who is one of those right wing chuds who just like sit online and post, and obviously as you can see right here, glaze Asmongold the entire time. And so like I mean I'm not gonna go through because there's just like a good amount of videos on this account, but like well, the large majority of what his content is just, glazing Asmongold and also like, attacking Hassan. And like I've called out, people being a bunch of losers for glazing Asmongold because I've said I think Asmongold's a loser. And like attacking Hassan, like whether or not you think about him, the people it's just like a very common occurrence to also see people who hate Hassan being, I guess, a left wing commentator and then while at the same time, glazing Asmongold. And I'm not even like doing this to defend Hassan. It's whatever if you like him or not. It's completely irrelevant to the story here. I think it's more important to focus on this guy because, like, I feel like from what I've seen, I've done a little history lesson to myself on Kodiak VT about just what he's been posting, like what he stands for. So once again, he is a very big fan of Asmongold, and he does the classic right wing thing of using this word right here. Whatever, it's just like okay, man, you can glaze Asmongold all you want. I guess at maybe some point he will acknowledge you as a human being. Another one, just Nyara. She's been under attack a lot just for being trans online and also attacking right wing people, and people are getting mad at her. And so she made this tweet saying, being MAGA means you voted for wars, billionaires, trans people to be abused, women to lose, vote racism, political violence, pedophiles, Israel fraud. And it just and like he obviously did the class thing that says it just means we are winning, you psychopath. And I think Donald Trump is currently has one of the lowest, if not the lowest, approval rating of any president about like 2 years or a year and a half. Not even a year and a half, like a year and 3 months into his campaign. The Iran war is unbelievably unpopular. People are really mad about him not, letting out the Epstein files. Oil prices are up. The cost of living's up. He's called affordability a scam. He said he was going for affordability, but he's a scam. His actions with ICE has made people, I think the support for abolishing ICE going up like 20%. So he's done a really good job at like fostering anti-ICE sentiment. And I guess I guess you could say you're winning right now because your guy is in the presidency. But then once again, you're just gonna see it all crash and burn. Um, and also protecting pedophiles is also, I guess, meaning that you win and all that stuff, especially when he ran on it and then he said it was a fraud or whatever. I don't really know. I guess it feels like he's winning. I can say now, like maybe you're winning because once again you do have a unified government, but in the eventuality, it's probably not going to go well for this guy. And like an interesting thing about this guy, maybe that's why he doesn't he doesn't have the biggest following on Twitter, even though he's been like a right wing grifter and it's really easy to get followers. I don't even know if he doesn't have the sauce really. He doesn't have the aura that you need to have to be a right wing grifter because it just like these tweets right here are just like I guess trying to jump on the train where it says shut down their attack. Every shit left YouTuber is maxing out the cancel culture card. Like I don't know what it is about it because I've seen a lot of like right wing posting, a lot of people who are amplifying hatred and all this stuff like that, and like they just it has some like oomph to it or whatever. It has like some you know power behind it. It has a punch. And I'm just not getting it from this guy. Maybe it's the AI generated profile picture. Like, there's not even a humanity in there, and so I can't really think of this as a human. And I just look at this like a bot. But like, I don't even know. It just feels like the hatred isn't fully there. This guy needs to go more powerful. Even though I think this is one of his most popular posts, I'm just not feeling the aura behind this one. I don't know why. As someone who has seen a bunch of these, it feels like this is just not it. This guy, if he wants to do the right wing grifts, he's got to get more punch. He's got to get more vitriol behind his words, I guess is what I'm saying. And then apparently, like, this guy at one point claimed that there was a 6-year-old in Afghanistan who pointed an RPG at him when he was deployed. Then he said it was not a 6-year-old, and for the good of the people of my country, I would do it again. I'm glad to get a public face with the same attitude as some of the DMs on a daily basis. And then, like, people, called up a tweet of his. This obviously, is hard to track back. It does have like the same handle, but it's a different name. And it's also from August of last year. So this could not be the same person. But for the sake of the argument, we're going to assume it's true because I think it's funny. Also, I don't respect this guy at all. Where he basically said, like, I have put some of these guys, if they looked at me, they would know I'm a combat veteran of 10 years. I'm not scared, not even a little. I've had 6-year-olds in Afghanistan aim RPGs at me in gunfights that have bigger balls than these people. So right here he says it wasn't a 6-year-old that claimed an RPG or claimed that a 6-year-old put an RPG in his face. But this tweet apparently from the former self of his claims otherwise. And like I try to go to the Warfighter Bear account, and I can kind of see why he made this new account because this one is suspended. So it's the jury on whether or not he had a 6-year-old in Afghanistan and pointed an RPG at him is in the air. I will say it is in the air. Then obviously, shocker, he's a supporter of ICE. He's retweeting these videos of people, laughing at ICE protesters getting arrested. And you can also see apparently 5 hours ago he posted a video of Hassan. This is like the third one that I've seen him post. So, like this one really isn't as fun as the other ones because this guy kind of doesn't seem like he's good at the right wing grift yet. He doesn't have enough punch in his step. He doesn't have enough pep in his step to be the best right wing grifter. All he is just like saying why his right wing friends shouldn't be banned and yelling at Hassan and glazing ass and gold. Like it feels like toe cookie cutter. And also I guess he's reposting AI generated videos of like fan art of his or whatever. So it doesn't have really the best punch. It doesn't have he doesn't have the aura behind it. So maybe this will mean like he will fizzle out and die. Sometimes the brightest stars like shine the shortest. Sometimes the stars that don't even burn at all just fizzle out instantaneously. And might be what we're seeing here. And I am always one to see and a fan of seeing a right wing grift fail, especially when it's like someone who is just as this shameless as this guy is, where he's just trying to say like, hey, I'm cooler than you because I served in the army. I'm strong and I don't. Your hate on me will never work. Who gives a fuck, bro? But, like, I really have no idea how these people keep on arising. These people keep on popping up. It's absolutely, it's crazy. Like, they're making it in a factory or whatever, the slap factory or something like that. But, like, I don't know. I mean, it's just, it is an issue that it keeps on happening. It just keeps on happening, and they keep on popping up on my feed, and it's fun to look at. Do some analysis. It's unfortunate that I'm effectively becoming a consultant for these right wing grifters because I've seen this so much. I can kind of see what pops and what doesn't. But like I guess like once again the reason why this keeps on happening is because like they want money and also they're kind of like few screws loose in the brain, and then they want the attention and then they get the attention and there you go. So I don't know. It's whatever. Once again, this is gonna be the first one where I actually like name the video as just a number because like it just took me by surprise that they fucking popped up like this. I don't really know. This just is a thing now, a mainstay on this channel. It's just me finding VTubers and always being confused on why these VTubers are right wing grifters because it feels like if there's one of the few industries in the online space where there shouldn't be these type of people, there's these type of people. It's whatever. Anywho, hope you enjoyed this one. It was the same thing as last time. Except for this time, it was a dude instead of a woman, I guess. That's like the main difference. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.